Welcome back. So do you want to know the secret to staying young? Well, if you're a Hollywood star, it may be plastic surgery. On HLNTV.com, we have a visual transformation of celebrities who have talked openly about their nips and their tuck. You could see Bruce Jenner. Also, on our website, Ashley Tisdale, Jamie Lee Curtis. She looks great. And a whole lot more celebrities who do admit, yeah, I've had a nip and tuck here just to stay young. Editor-in-chief of AlwaysAlist.com, Jawn Murray, back with us. And also Dr. Tip, also Lynn Barry. What do you guys think? Are you for or against plastic surgery? And when the stars come out and admit this, I think there's something to that.
I always think there's a point of no return. A little nip tuck, a little Botox here and there. I'm not mad at that. Yeah. But once you start to transform yourself where you don't even look human anymore, that's
Bruce
where
Jenner.
it's kind of be a problem. See, why'd you have to go there?
Because it was the elephant in the room, and if you weren't going to go there, I was definitely going to go there.
Everybody thinks of Joan Rivers. Everybody thinks of Joan Rivers. She makes fun of herself, which is endearing in a way. But she says, look, I'm not going to lie, I do this.
Well, and I got to say, if you go through the entire slideshow, you start getting to a little bit of the older actresses, and a lot of them look better at 45, 50 than they did when they were 20. I mean, John, did you go through all of them, and were you just like, whoa, bang?
I did, and you know, you do have the yin and the yang. You have the good and the bad. And I have to say this about Joan Rivers. She doesn't photograph well, but if you see her in person, it's actually settled very well. It doesn't look as extreme as somebody like a Bruce Jenner, who now looks like the comedian Paula Poundstone. I mean, and Michael Jackson was the epitome of what not to do in plastic surgery. I know his fans are going to get mad, but here was a guy who was a young brown boy with coarse hair, and when he died, he looked like a white woman. He looked like Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, that was an extreme. I do think someone like Michelle Pfeiffer or so Christy Brinkley looks great, but then there's Meg Ryan, who I think went the wrong way on this.
Yeah, it's like it's like there's a good plastic surgeon in Hollywood, and there's a really, really bad one, and somebody didn't give Meg Ryan.
Maybe it has to do with our
the
website,
number of the good ones. Yeah, yeah.
Go to our website and you can see. I think it has to do with the doctors. Stay with us.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
That just puts you in the spirit, doesn't it? Coming to a theater near you for the 2014 holiday season, a sequel to one of my favorites, the holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Yes, a sequel is coming. Can you believe it? It will be titled It's a Wonderful Life, the story. The storyline will focus on the character of George Bailey's grandson. And to top it all off, Carolyn Grimes, who played Zuzu in the original film, will return to play an angel. But here's a twist. While Grandpa George was the town savior, grandson George is not a likable person, and the world is actually better off without him. Do you think it's a good idea, a bad idea? People have been weighing in on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Most of you are not happy about this. Here's a comment. Yvonne says, love this movie. I don't think it needs a part 2. It's a classic. That's what a lot of you are saying. But Lee says, say it ain't so. Come on, Hollywood, leave this alone. He agrees. Lynn says, don't touch it. It's my second all-time favorite movie. Why mess with perfection, really? But Leslie says, no, don't ruin the magic. I think you all don't want to see another movie. The only semi-positive comment, John says, the values and morals need to be passed on to a whole new generation, and I agree. Joining me now is some of the film's biggest fans. Yes, they're here. Vinnie Politan is a fan. Also, Jawn Murray, editor-in-chief of AlwaysAlist.com. And guess what? We have Mike Galanos on the phone, George Bailey's biggest fan. Mike, what do you think of the sequel?
I'm in. I am in. You know why? Because Zuzu is in. Carolyn Grimes says she has read a ton of scripts over the years. This one fits the bill. She's back. Tommy is back. Jamie is back. Zuzu's in. I'm in. Let it play. It won't mess up the classic Christmas Eve. I'm still watching it. I'm still crying. My kids are still laughing at me. But I want to see this one. And by the way, it's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, Mike, I was watching clips today.
Made-for-TV movie. It's going to be in the big house.
It's going to be in the big screen. Mike, I was thinking of you today because when I took my father here and he met Mike, Mike says, your dad reminds me of George Bailey. So I knew that Mike Galanos was going to be in on this segment. Vinny, you a fan?
You know, I like movies that make you cry.
Yes.
In a good way, though.
And this is a touching movie.
And that's what it is. It's heartwarming. It's like, you know, the end of every episode of Modern Family. You know, you get that little thing happening. And I think it's the same thing with this movie. That's what it's all about. And if you can, and I like that one comment we got, pass it on to the next generation, because, you know, it's going to be difficult to get someone to sit down and watch a black and white movie.
Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you at home, if you haven't seen it, you have to. Ignore the black and white. The message is there. John, it's really about how much everyone's life matters, and what makes someone rich is their friends. What do you think about a sequel, and who would you imagine playing George Bailey or the grandson?
Well, I definitely think the George Bailey grandson character, someone like Eddie Cibrian or Zac Efron, probably fit the age demographic, depending on what they're going for in a movie like this. And I'm excited when films take a smart contemporary twist on a classic story. You know, before the surplus of cable, all of us saw this movie because, you know, remember in the holidays, there was always limited new programming on TV. So you watched all of these shows. It's great that they're going to take it on. And I think if the script is as good as Zuzu says, I'm excited to see it.
I do want to go through some of your picks. Mike, what actor did you have in mind to play? And let's put it side by side with Jimmy Stewart here.
Me?
Mike, yeah. Oh, you? Why not?
No, I'm playing the part. I'm ready.
Branch out.
Hey, listen to this. Here's my screen test. All right. You know what? The people that don't want the movie, you know what? You look at us like we're rabble. Well, we're not rabble. We do all the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Is it too much to ask to do it with a new movie and 2 decent beds in a bath? Well, my father didn't think so. But to you who don't want this movie, to us, we're cattle.
Okay, Mike has been practicing and looking in the mirror while doing this. Mike, I think you got the role. My pick was Shia LaBeouf.
Great job.
Can we do a split of Shia? But I think after hearing Mike, I think Mike has the new role. There he is. What do you guys think of Shia?
Shia LaBeouf, yeah. I mean, you're talking big. You're talking about a big movie now. You put a star like that in it, right?
Vinny's thinking of the money that we're going to have to pay.
I'm thinking big. Do you have my pick?
The budget just went up, Vinny. The budget just went up.
Macaulay Culkin. We already know him for one Christmas classic, right? Now it's his moment of redemption for Macaulay Culkin.
Look at John's face. It says it all.
Look, Macaulay Culkin, Vin.
Yeah.
John?
I'm doing the Macaulay Culkin for you, Vinny.
We need
you look good.
We need the sound of crickets. What do you think of Mike, John, doing the role of Jimmy Stewart?
Listen, I'm all for any of the HLN anchors branching out. Remember, we wanted Ryan Smith to be the new Batman. You know, Vinny can he can take on the role that he chooses.
I'm waiting
Mike
for the third remake of Saturday Night Fever. That's what I'm waiting for.
All right.
Susan, when they do the Baywatch film, I want you in that. You know, you're my favorite.
All right,
blonde.
now John's going rogue. We had this. We were talking about a family Christmas special. How'd we get to the beach with Baywatch and slow-mo? I don't know where we're going.
Did he want to see me or you
I think it was
in Baywatch? Did you want to see me or Susan in the Baywatch?
I want to see Susan.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me because I was running in slow motion.
Mike Alanos, you there? I need you to bail me out. Mike, you with us? Jimmy
I'm
Stewart.
hearing Baywatch and slow-mo on the beach. I'm like, let's get it back to Tommy and Janie and Zuzu.
Yeah, I'll play Mary. She wanted the moon, didn't she?
Absolute classic.
Mary Hat.
Susan, if I can add this really quickly, Hollywood is very excited about sequels, though. You know, Best Man Holiday just had an enormous $31 million opening weekend. So, you know, Hollywood is all about trends. If they can take a sequel and have financial success with it, they'll do it again.
All right, my final statement is that Mike Alanos is as nice as
Merry
Jimmy
Christmas, movie house. Merry Christmas show, building it alone.
Mike's on vacation, by the way, and he's calling in. He loves it that much. Stay with us.